Hey y'all, I'm back. I just finished filming the Thanksgiving video. I'm here. This is what I wanted to talk about in the end of that video. Um, but I feel like it does need its own video. A shorter video, not a long video with a great advice at the end. Um, it's talking about being thankful, but also to follow your dreams and your passions and to go about them as best as you can. And yeah, it's difficult, but my advice that I left at the end of that video was to pray for it. Really pray for it. And I can only really speak from my experience here. I didn't know what I was doing with anything. I prayed to have a farm, and I don't have a farm yet, but I have a makeshift farm. I have the little pieces. We didn't know how it was going to work out. I had no clue how it was going to work out. I had no clue how I was going to get everything to be able to buy the chickens, to buy the coop, to be able to get the feed every single week that we need, or to build these garden beds. I stressed incredibly bad with trying to figure out how all of this stuff was going to work. And it wasn't just me stressing, it was my mom too. But I stressed a lot. And then you get into it's a permaculture thing, but it's also a mindset of let's make work with what we have. We're going to be able to do it. Look, I'll show you guys. I'm not going to show you guys the coop because it still needs to be cleaned, but waiting to get the rest of the stuff that I need to fully winterize it first. But looking at, sorry, I'm trying to get these in order. But you have to use what you have, and you need to pray about it, but also try to not cut corners because that can lead to some problems. But pray about it and maybe see if check your budgets and stuff like that, and just see, like, be like, do we have an extra $20 you can do, or maybe pick up a second job for a few weeks or something like that. But yeah, let me show you guys what I did. Again, a lot of this stuff has not been fully cleaned out in the garden because I was waiting on things to fully die. But this is one of the things right here. Well, this one's not the best to use, but look. And I'm actually gonna hide right here because my neighbor is outside. The one that does not like us. Oh, lost these. This right here. This is wonderful. These blocks that I'm able to use. This was from when we were doing a live. Look at these blocks. You can see them all the way down there. This is a lot of blocks. You know what we were going to use with this? We were going to raise our garage. A weird and crazy thought, to say the least. But we were going to raise the garage. My dad's mom, my Nana, she got everything in order and bought a lot of this stuff. And it was like wonderful. We were gonna do it. We were gonna do a bunch of stuff, and we were gonna figure things out and do the things that we wanted to do and things like that. But we were really thinking, and plus our garage is old, so it's like we don't even know if it would hold up to being raised like that. Sorry, I'm paranoid about the neighbors now. But we were not sure what was going to happen. We weren't sure what we were going to do with anything. So we really took these pieces and we were like, we can use these. So first off, we called them and we were like, can we use these for something other than raising the garage and use it for garden beds? And she was like, and this is when wood was really high, mind you. And she said, sure, there's no problem. There's no problem with that. And it was wonderful. It was like, whoa, we can actually use these and have a garden space. We created 4 raised beds with these. I don't know if we have any more. I feel like we have a few more, but not a lot. But it's awesome. And I've been able to learn so incredibly much from all of this. And it's using what you have. And we had these blocks. We had them for probably 5 years, and we were like, from the beginning, we were probably like, we're actually not going to raise the garage. It was a bold dream of ours to do, but that we probably were never going to do. And then this came along, and we're like, whoa. And the good thing about these guys are, we were looking for a farm back then, and we still kind of are, but not in the ways that we were thinking, which is a good thing. But we were like, these can be moved. They're incredibly heavy, but they can be moved. So yeah, but would I ever need to move these? I'm not sure. Maybe they'll be here forever and a permanent staple of a garden long since past and good, but it's also a reminder for me. I have so many pictures of this garden, and all of its beauty and all of its everything, that it's just incredibly wonderful to be able to see and to experience this. But it's using what you have and praying. We had no clue how we were going to do half of this stuff. We had no clue. We knew we needed to expand because we had those 2 5x7 beds over there, and we were like, this isn't enough. We're growing what we can in buckets and everything else, but we want to do more. We want to be able to grow more food. So we started looking, and we started trying to see what we could use. First off, our first step was to go to I think Home Depot or Lowe's, and to look at wood. We looked at wood and we were like, whoa, that's expensive. So we didn't do it, but we took our opportunity when we went into the garage, and we're like, all this wood's just sitting here and we're not even using it. And the price of wood now, so we spent a full day in May or June. It might have been April or May, planning out all of it. Well, not really planning. It wasn't a lot of planning. It was more so looking at everything and being like, we have what we can to make it work. We didn't know we were going to be able to make 4. We had no clue how many we were going to be able to make. We got everything together. We did the heights. We jigsawed it like this. We were looking at screws or nails or whatever. I think it's screws though, to go all the way through this. This is like a full finger of mine. And those were expensive. So what we did was we found something smaller, and we drilled down into the thing, probably this much or more, and then just screwed it in enough to where it was holding it in. That's all it is. It was easy, but it was looking at what we had and making these. These beds are my absolute favorite. I would love to have these again, because they are so wonderful. It's times like this, just you need to look at the beauty of a garden, and not just the beauty of a garden, but you need to be able to look at what you have. Maybe I've seen people who have woods behind their house, and they just go out and get sticks and they weave them together, and they make their beds out of that. And well, I'm sure they put like the weed fabric and stuff like that down. But it's awesome, y'all. You can make so many things work. So I'll talk to Reagan, or maybe I'll do this on my account. Actually, I'll do this on my account. I'll find a bunch of different garden ideas, and I will link on my Instagram. I will link them all, and I will put them in my stories. And putting them in my stories, what I'll do is put them in a highlight, and I'll do, but I'll name it, I probably won't remember, so I'll have to go back to this, but I'll name it garden, cheap garden ideas, or garden ideas, something like that. Probably just garden ideas. And just do something like that. There's so many things that you could do, and I want this to be a place for you guys to not only come to learn something, but to find inspiration for your own garden. Yeah, wood's expensive. You can use cinder blocks even. They might get a little warm, but it could be a good thing. So yeah, you can use 5-gallon buckets even. You can use kiddie pools. I've shown so many things with that. Not enough. I'm going to be working on that more. Trust me. Well, this past year I've really slacked, and I've expressed that, but I'm still very sorry for that. But yeah, I want to be able to show you guys how to do things. You can use old totes, the Tupperware totes, you can use the kiddie pools, and the kiddie pools get even cheaper than just going and buying them from the store. You can ask somebody if, like, at the end of the year, put on Facebook any used kiddie pools that you want them. Just put on Facebook. Just be like, if anybody has any old used kiddie pools, I would love to have them. Maybe they have holes or cracks or dents or whatever in them. Those are good for gardens. They can be repurposed for so many things, and they're incredibly well, actually. They work really well. I do put this with the kiddie pool gardening, and I'm going to do a whole video, a whole series, a whole playlist thing on my channel. But I urge you guys, this is my piece of advice, when you are doing kiddie pools, if you're doing the large 6 foot across or 5 or 6 foot across, use make sure you fill it with enough soil, because your plants will get to a point where they can't grow anymore, and it's not going to be good. So I strongly urge you to make sure that you are using enough soil. Fill it up more than what you think, and not all the way up to the top. You don't have to do it all the way up to the top if you don't have the soil to do it, but if you have it, I would fill it up maybe an inch or two from the top, and that'll work. Trust me. But tag me in anything that you're doing, any cool creative garden idea, buckets, anything. I want to see it, even if it's something that I'm doing. Raised beds, buckets, kiddie pools. Maybe you're growing in a bathtub or a wheelbarrow or whatever. Let me see. Or a wheelbarrow or anything. A wheelbarrow or whatever. Show me your garden ideas, and I want to see them, and maybe I'll add them to the playlist as well. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope this gives you some sort of glimpse of hope for your garden, or for whatever it is that you're working on. I'm speaking mainly on the garden aspect because that's my dream. That was my dream that came true. So yeah, any idea this can work with. You just have to find a way. Be creative. Don't just think you can't do it. You have to be incredibly creative. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.